All right, Grand Rising. Again, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? 3:45 in the morning. And I don't know. I think I fell asleep like a little bit early today, and I ended up waking up like I said around like 1:30. And I don't know. I just can't sleep. Like something been on my mind. Like I just feel like sometimes sometimes when I look at the things that are going on in the world today, and like just like it just seems like there's a huge, like, I mean, when we talk about the gate is narrow, like I feel like we at a point like where we are at a point like many are called but few are like chosen. And it's like, you know it's a battle. It's like a battle, like, what I'm saying, like, if I think that if I had never been in a situation to be able to slow down and like observe the world, like, not to even, I'm not even like trying to sound no kind of way, but because everybody's gonna have their own opinion about a thing, right? So again, like, I think people, it's like it weighs heavy, right? Because I think that people that have had time to kind of meditate on things, and I think that this is why it's very important when it comes to like moms, even in a sense, right? Because like, okay, and let's just say if you're a stay-at-home mom, I know people like it used to be at some point the brunt of the joke, and it's like almost unheard of today. But it's something about being in the presence of like just children in general, like, even I'm saying, even at times when it's overwhelming and there's nowhere to turn, or you have to build kind of like this kind of relationship and this strength or something within yourself. And I can only imagine how it would be for a single mother, right? But I feel like I'm trying to share my story, not to come off some kind of way, but it don't matter what I say because people gonna take it whatever way they want to take it. Like, but I'm thankful. Like, I'm grateful for situations and choices that I've made when it comes to certain people I deal with, circumstances. Again, who I chose to be around my children. You know, these were important things for me from jump. And so again, putting forth that effort and working with my other half, um, when it comes to like saving money or going without, or like, again, the whole thing where it's like a sense of like not having but have not, right? So having enough to build a decent life in a home and everything like this, and never worrying about bills being paid and stuff like that. But sometimes you may not be able to, like, indulge in like a $500 shopping trip for the week. You know what I'm saying? It may be like $100, but doing but then again, so we be straight at some point in time, right? Because most of the time there was only one person working full time. So just going without and learning how to stretch a dollar, or even being financially okay, but what I'm saying, act going about it daily again. And now this ain't even really going about this daily um, way of living as if you don't have, right? So having but acting as you don't, right? And again, that's something that I had to learn, or I picked up, or even had to learn from my partner, because a lot of times it was me just out there just wanting to accumulate things, you know. And again, I think this whole journey and this whole I think when I started to be more serious about me and doing the inner work and spirituality, it kind of took me to see that a lot of stuff that I was doing was like frivolous, or a lot of stuff I was doing was try to replace something, by buying all kind of, and it wasn't, big stuff, but like indulging in hobbies and crafts and stuff like that, or, you know, things, you know. And so I don't know. I mean, that's just a portion of my story of like, and I guess I want to get to this point of just like a nurturing or like a motherly kind of instinct, or a motherly, what was that? Okay. Or even like a wise way, you know. And I don't even know if this one thing has to do with another, but I felt like, I think, I'm not 100% sure because I just do things kind of random sometimes, that I feel like I want to just like turn off my phone, like, you know what I'm saying, and just take some time, but like I feel like throughout the days and weeks, we're in the Bible, but we're in so many different parts of it where I can kind of see these things happening, that it would be hard to like find every place and say, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, yeah, it's like taking a step back, but also it's going to be like a step forward, I think, for me. But so I wanted to talk about this whole wisdom thing, and when it comes to women in the feminine energy and unity, and diversity within unity, to a certain extent, and just like looking at the whole thing when it deals with wisdom, right? Knowing that there's a reason why Source showed me wisdom in a way where I can really relate and even embody, right? Because wisdom, I feel like we're talking about this wisdom of Solomon, and this as in something that is like compartmentalized or broken down into pieces or spread. It's like a loving, nurturing kind of way to be to people, and it's not always going to come off like, you know all good, and I just was thinking about like now, like how people are so ready to be, entertained, like we're not even looking at like again, we're not looking at the entertainment industry the same way anymore. We have become, or everyday people alongside celebrities with these different Instagram and Facebook, have become the act. No one's excluded. Right? If you have a phone or something, and if you're on these platforms, no one is excluded. And it's like everybody wants everything to look a precise way, or sound some way, or uh, they want to have it there, even though it's you and your personal way of doing or viewing. They want to have it their way. And again, so people are being like micro critiqued now. So now the critique is on us, right? To clean up things, make it look like this, make it look sharp. And for me, like I'm old school. It ain't even about the appearance. It's about the magnitude of what is within almost like the seasonings. And I mean, it's almost like, some of us are serving up like, what was that seasoning called? Like Mrs. Dash. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like how I look at it. Like it's just a dash of this and a dash of that that should be able to, you know, again, when it comes to this platform, take people a long way. It may not even have your religious views again, but I don't look at myself as religious in that sense. It may not have your same way of uh, what you would consider building, right? People are building, right? They're hustling. And it's just like knowledge, wisdom, and all these things are not a hustle anymore for people. It's like something to turn the cheek to. And so, like, I feel like some of the things that I share on this platform, it is not, it's just a general sense. We just use the biblical text again because it's just like an anchor, I think, for many people. That's all. See what I'm saying? It's that anchor for many people, especially when it comes to so-called our people. So again, it was a way to debunk all this stuff. I started this off to debunk this and debunk God and prove that this ain't, you know what I'm saying? So again, for me to be here at this point where things are actually happening in real time that are like unexplainable and things like that, it's just like, wow. So again, there is something within us, whether you use these words or not. But again, and I know we're not responsible, but or would people have you want to make you think that you're not responsible for keep on pushing a message because they don't want to hear it. They want you to make you feel like nobody wants to hear it. And so we're going to go ahead and read Proverbs. Again, like I said, it's in the middle of the night, and I'm kind of just like dwelling on this and just thinking real hard on this, but at the same time it's just like I just let the words speak for themselves. And so um we're in Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, and of course we know like through etymology that the son also means a descendant, so we could be talking about a feminine aspect or being as well. But I mean, I just found it funny. We're gonna go here to proverb because again, I feel like whatever it is we're dealing with, or whatever it is that we are building or what we are creating, people are really okay with feeling like that is the end all. This is the one thing that we need to focus on, and that's gonna get us somewhere. But when you look around, it's really not helping benefit any of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, I don't know, y'all. I just see things a little bit differently. When people say charity or are you charitable or did you help, we look at more things of like giving somebody some change on the corner or feeding somebody on the street or whatever like this. But again, I don't know. It's all about feeding knowledge, information and knowledge. I don't know. It's feeding the mind to me. And again, there's nothing against nobody that's feeding people in a different way. I'm just saying there's more than one way. There's many avenues. And again, to each his own. To each his own. Some people see it as a physical thing that you have to do to assist somebody, to help somebody, to give somebody something. And I'm talking about nourishment of that part of the body that's more important than all of that. Because without being nourished or repaired, when it comes to your mindset, and it's not even up to us to do, I feel like at this point in time, source is just stepping in and just altering motherfuckers, like, period. And if not, then you got that, that prick that's going in and altering people. That's the scary thing. That's just the scary part right there. So anyways, just looking at the term proverb, it's talking old French here. Well, I'm not reading the whole thing, y'all. Okay, You could look it up on your own. Again, I advise that you do. It's something about just taking all of the information in that kind of helps me see. But it says a common saying, old adage, and I forgot my glasses in there. Maxim, literally a word put forward. So again, words put forward, forth. Okay, the word. Uh, let's see, speech, saying, proverb. Oh man, I should have brought my glasses. I don't know if that's homily. I can't. I really can't see. Okay. To talk, speak, saying, discuss. Speech, saying, report. Okay. Proverb, noun, and word net is condescend, but memorable saying, embodying some important fact of experience that it is taken as true by many people. Okay. All right, forward. Okay. Because again, I feel like we laugh or say that like certain parts of the spiritual aspect is lackluster, or it just really doesn't matter. And then I feel like, again, for some of us it does. And so again, I'm just one person who chooses that, who maybe I didn't even choose that route, but it's a part of, like I said, my journey, my calling or purpose, right? Okay, so we'll look at wisdom real quick so we can go ahead and just run through this because I'm not going to keep on stopping. So again, wisdom, because I'm thinking like when it comes to wisdom, how can we break this down? Somebody can be wise in one subject and somebody can be wise in another and somebody can be wise in, but the way you build a kingdom is for all of those people to get along and to be collective together, and it's kind of like, you have to be able to be together or deal with each other, in a sense, and everybody should be able to be aware of what's going on, even if we're talking about in the spiritual realm and then in this worldly realm. Like again, if people are working together, it shouldn't be in one way. It shouldn't be where we're tapping into each other's energy, but we don't want to deal with each other on the surface. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like just even being in this situation again, that I've been in is helped me just see a little bit, see this from a different level or in a different aspect. And it shows me how nation building has gone wrong in the past and how nobody still haven't learned their lesson because again, either they don't want to listen to or they lack that very wisdom and they're acting as though they have it. And so again, we're talking knowledge, learning, experience. Ooh, my eyes. Okay. A lot of German, Old Norse. I like to make mention of those things. Old High German, that kills me. when it's okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Judicial sentence, serving as a precedent. Okay, let's see. Itself a long translation. Prudent, self-controlled. Okay. Accumulated knowledge or education or enlightenment. Okay, so that could be in anything, right? I really can't see the trait. Oh, hold on. Oh, and I can't make it bigger. Of, I hope that's what that said, y'all, but it's really blurry. Cause I'm like in a dark room trying to just read this real quick. The trait of utilizing knowledge and experience with common sense and insight, ability to apply knowledge or experience or understanding or common sense and insight. So again, we're dealing with something with that. Wisdom, the quality of being prudent and sensible. Okay. And then we have an apocryphal book consisting mainly of a meditation on wisdom. Although ascribed to Solomon, it was probably written in the first century. Blah 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 blah. All right, y'all see to see. Okay. Huh. Okay. Learned. I just noticed that it said learned there as well as one of the related terms. Okay. So, the proverb of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. Okay. And let's try to get through this real quick. All right. And I like to use this because it gives you different, versions. So you can kind of like, I don't know, it helps build for me. Like, again, my vocabulary, whatever it would be, it just helps it. For gaining wisdom and instruction. Okay. For gaining wisdom and instruction. Okay. So again, now I ain't going to do it right now, but when I get off of here, I'm going to go ahead and look up instruction because I feel like, that if it's saying wisdom and instruction, then, it's very important to, something new every time. Again, instruction even is making me like follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. It's more of a active portion of what I feel like we're looking at here in these Proverbs of Solomon. All right. For understanding words of insight. Okay. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline to help them understand the insight of the wise. All right. Okay. So it says their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives to help them do what is right, just and fair. Okay. So again, I feel like this whole thing. Wait, what does this say? Receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair. Okay, so I feel like this is a time. Like I do feel like this is a time when we're being. Okay, it says to receive instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. I was about to say equality. Wonder why it's not there, but it's okay. Equity. Um, Integrity is one. Righteousness, integrity. Okay, so just uprightness or whatever. So same thing. Again, so it's like a feels like we're talking about growth and building, right? Again, and it's even making me think of like the whole thing of like a village, right? Where certain people are going to be doing stuff. The baker is not going to be over here being welding things, and the welder is not going to be over here, uh, planting things in the garden. You know what I'm saying? It would be like this. These people are given these particular gifts to do this particular work for this particular reason at this particular time. You see? So it's like sitting in your energy and in your power is like just sharpening the knife. And again, some people is gonna be more physical again activity, and some people is gonna be more mental activity, and some people is gonna be like more just like I feel like for all of us, we had to take a man in a mirror approach and really deal with ourselves, and that's never gonna stop, right? But ultimately, it doesn't mean that you can't continue to, you know, help yourself and help others, right? So I think that that's where this whole energy of people, going at people and digging up dirt and doing all these things, to people to try to discredit their character. Because again, if you can assassinate someone's character, then, and especially in the front of the multitude, that's something that can't be repaired. And so like when you're dealing with energy like this, and then you're dealing with people that know good and damn well that they have the power or platform to do that to someone else, and not only will they do it, they will go and rally others to do that. For me, that is a problem. I don't understand how, again, people can look at the person that has been done to and say, shame on you, look what you did, look what you did, and you're just looking at these people. So it's like an insensitive, very insensitive, um and again, I do see people using this term a lot lately, narcissistic, but I won't even go that far. I'm just going to say it's just really like disheartening. It just shows you, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing about the soul of America as a whole, and how people feel like all these things that the Bible is talking about: jealousy, envy, and strife, and all these things. And if you don't deal with these things on a daily basis, or you don't look at people and want to compete, or you don't look at, you know, you don't have no reason to be hating on nobody like that, of course we all gonna have our ways, then you know what I'm saying, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about people that live on this, that thrive on this. And again, as a whole, feels like somebody wants other people to do work that are already doing spiritual work on themselves. And because you don't participate in the ways of the world all the time, you know what I'm saying, it's looked at as being unsuccessful or not, or because you're not going to cater or doctor up everything to serve it to people on a silver platter or with a golden spoon. You know what I'm saying? That it don't work no more. And that is like one of the biggest mistakes I think that we're making as a whole when it comes to humanity, or when it comes to just people on this fucking plane, right? We so busy trying to go in some certain direction that we're just not even, again, and I had to learn. Yeah. I, I, it was a, a on Instagram, this thing that I saw. Uh, I think it was, yeah, it was Drake, I think, that did like this little, it was a clip or whatever somebody put up of him talking about like the journey or whatever to success and stuff like that. And I kind of, I watched it a couple times or whatever. I was just thinking like, damn, you know, and like I said, when it comes to like Instagram and stuff, I'm not talking bad about it because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people on there make, you know, they make me laugh sometimes while I'm just, because I like to sit, you know, I like to be by myself or whatever. And so, you know, they make me laugh, you know what I'm saying? Um, they inspire me, you know what I'm saying? Um, Quotes, words, just sayings and stuff like that, they feed, you know, my mind in a sense. And then they also, you know, help me like just look at things in a different light, I guess. It just inspired. It's just really, I don't know, a thing, right? I don't know. I just have this thing, y'all. I know that spelling is cast spells to a certain extent, but it's just like when you can see the deeper meaning and match that with what's in you and kind of like sift through it, you know, I don't know, it kind of works for me. So So again, there's been millions again that I feel like have inspired me, even in throughout this time when I felt like I didn't have nobody else or whatever like that. So, um, I forgot where I was. All right. All right. So discipline and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just and fair. Okay. So again, everybody has their own thing, and we should all be able to express ourselves in that light. It's just I just can't change and get my mind to operate away because people want me to. Either you know it's for you or it's not. Same thing with me. Either I'm for you or I'm not. Bottom line. Okay. So it says, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Okay. Okay, we see that. Let's see. Let the wise listen. Okay. And add their learning. And let the discerning get guidance. Wow. I don't even recall reading that like that last time. Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance. Let the wise listen and gain instruction, and the discerning acquire wise counsel. Okay. And it's kind of like a give and take kind of thing, you know? It can be. And I think sometimes it can turn into just a give. And then that's when we see like greed and things like that take over. Or again, somebody's envious of something else that somebody else may have. Like the reason why I feel like I have to speak on these things all the time is because not even like playing that game or the blame game. I'm always like, I'm just someone that I don't know, source just really want to deal with me in some kind of way. But like, I feel like I'm always the one that is again left out in the cold. So I learned to be a certain way, and it's not being cold, right? It's not heartless, right? In a sense, it's a way. It's a way that people, you have to, and there's never going to be enough healing in the world that's going to be able to open a person. And that's why I feel like it's molding people into, again, sometimes a form of kingship or queendom. All of this stuff is happening for a certain reason, right? And I would think only source knows, and maybe you have an inkling. For understanding provides, understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. By exploring the meaning in these proverbs or parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. Okay. The fear of the Lord is in the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Okay, now I'm reading this again because this instruction is really bothering me, and I'm not going to look it up right now. I'm not, because I keep even just wanting to read two or three different variations of the verse, and I'm not even supposed to be doing that. I'm not even supposed to be doing that. Okay, because it's taking a long time. Yeah. So, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So it's kind of like, even in a sense, like if I sit too much in wisdom, then I'm missing out on instruction. And if I sit too much in the instruction, then I'm missing out on wisdom. So then if I am again, and I'm looking at wisdom as the spiritual even, and then the instruction as the physical. So again, it's not saying just wisdom, but no, both, right? Both ways or energy. Okay. So it says, listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. So again, honor thy mother and father in a sense. You know what? Source play too much. The Elohim play entirely too much. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. With Judas kiss and make up. All right. So I'm looking at this. To your father's instructions and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Okay, that goes there. But I think that we're talking about, your our spiritual mother and father, or even like divine masculine and feminine. Because you have this powerful sense of wisdom, or this knowing, or this connection to source that the woman holds. And then you have this power and strength in this way of just like, even when we're dealing with like divine masculine, like in my sense, I feel like when it came to a divine masculine energy, it was also about like looking at that individual as an inspiration, as someone that again will help build character, in a sense. And I don't know, like in a way, and it's just like it's funny because again, if we look at it like a male energy, or a young man or a boy or a son, if we're really talking about that, like a son in an instance, like even maybe weighing on what, like a man, he builds, what I'm saying, a man is providing in a sense. And then the mother again, it's funny how it says, listen when your father corrects you, or listen to your father's instructions. But then it keeps saying, don't neglect or don't forsake your mother's teaching. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just like a balance, right? Okay, a sense of balance. A sense of balance, right? Okay, that's it. A sense of balance. A sense of balance for the whole. They are a garland to grace your head, and oh, a chain to adorn your neck. Hmm. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. My child. So it says in a New Living, my child. So again, if sinful men or sinners again entice you, turn your back on them. Consent thou not. All right. Again, I mean, this is something like, if we're in this time of we're dealing with, these type of connections, you know, is very, I guess, important to know who you're dealing with again on this realm or on the spiritual realm. And then you can't just judge a book by its cover either. So, you know, we're in the times. Okay, so it said, if they say, come along with us, Let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Okay? They may say, come and join us. Let us hide and kill someone. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Like sometimes, okay, y'all. Sometimes I'm reading this Bible, I'm like, dang. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I didn't even know it was going to put it like that. But it did. Okay. And it's not funny because I feel like this is actually really going on. Okay. So again, ambush the innocent without reason. Again, there's a lot of that, going on. Okay. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Again, reminding me of, when it comes to status, like in a sense for me. And whole, like these who go down in the pit. Again, there is no death though. See, because it said God made no death. So again, who is putting people in this place of being dead? Is it, again, some people that may be building nations? And that's not to point fingers at any individual in, you know what I'm saying, at all. It's just saying that. Or is it the energy that might be behind some of these, or is it just, God-governing voice, God-governing, you know, energies or whatever. Anyway, was this something that it was talking about a long time ago, but now it's no such thing? But again, it did say in the biblical text that God did not make death. And I don't think it said the Lord God or anything. I think it said God. So the pit of death, again, is the Sheol. Again, in my eyes, when we're talking about caste system, it's talking about the Dalit or undesirable people, untouchable people. Okay? Oh, it even says Sheol right here. So again, it says, like Sheol, let us swallow them alive. So again, were we ever dead? Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole, like those who go down in the pit. So again, so they're talking about, are we talking about consuming those that are living as well as those that are dead by law? I'm just looking at it in that sense. That's only one way to look at it. Again, it's about taking the information, expanding, throwing out the seeds, you know what I'm saying? And whatever. Okay? We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Okay? Yep, fill our houses with plunder or spoil. Okay? Precious goods. Okay? Substance. All right. Again. Possessions, precious possessions. Okay? Sound like piratry or grave robbing, or it just sounds like something like this. So it says, cast lots with us. We will all share the loot. Come throw in the loot with us. We'll share the loot. Okay? We'll all have one purse. Okay? So again, in this instance, when I hear people talking about, like now that I'm looking in, outside looking in, I guess, when I hear people speaking of these kind of things, like the collective or divine masculine and feminine, it's almost talking about like two heads of a household. And then the collective is just like, making decisions together and everything like that. So again, I feel like, in a sense, it's like, okay, so if this whole thing is going on, I know it has something to do with, I have something to do with that type of energy. It's just like, what is it? What is it? Is it source? Is it that has created this blockage, or is it those particular people? And then out of all the people, nobody is seeing like, damn, it seemed like this person is being, this is just my questions. So again, I think that it wants to seem as though, but is it because someone wanted to do something foul? It's making me think of like a whole like Adam and Eve moment again, even like, when God come in the garden, to check out things, because again, he was chilling. He was, or she or they, right, was chilling, was sleep or resting, right, and then came to come look and see in the garden, and then it's just like, wait a minute, the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? And it's like done in the dark. It's like a sneaky thing, like talking in cold, secret rooms and chambers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, all right. So again, it's saying throwing our lot, we'll have one purse or whatever. It says, my son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot in their paths. Okay? Hmm. Yeah, refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet rush into evil. They are swift to shed blood. They rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. How futile it is to spread the net where any bird can see it. Hmm. That reminded me of the internet for some reason. And to some point also, like, dealing with certain energy that was like, pressing on, like, I feel like when I wasn't showing my face in videos, will be pressing on, who is these people, what's this, why you don't show your paperwork, why you don't show your genealogy, why you don't do this, why you don't do that. And then it just seems like also like, uh, one day I realized that I had, was doing a video and I had up a name in the video, and then I was like, damn, I did that. But like, just not having enough time and just being all over the place, I feel like I didn't have time to chop that video up. And I was like, damn, what I'm saying, I did this. Or even when I say something like a name or whatever, what I'm saying, I'm like, damn, I did this or whatever, I said a fucking name. And it's just like, sometimes, like, sometimes I feel like there's other energies around me. I can feel like when I'm getting kind of aggravated or whatever, it's like pressure. It's like, come on, give me some, like, and I have to, and sometimes I get like aggravated, even like it make me like aggravated or kind of jumpy or whatever. And, or just things are a little bit more intense. And I just noticed that. And then I'm like, damn, like, sometimes I say, dang, why did you say that or whatever? But doesn't matter. This automatically, when I was reading this, made me think about possibly, what I'm saying, and like I said, having my car broken into. And again, it's just an extra car that's here, and it's just raggedy. And I wouldn't understand why anybody would pick that car out of any car in the neighborhood. And so, it just feels like some targeted things or whatever. And again, like I said, sitting here in my room back here, and hearing people talking some of the stuff they was talking the other day, it was just really, really strange to me. And just having this feeling of like, you know you got to be careful of people that's around you or close to you. And like, these people, I never even realized they lit. And it's just really awkward and out of place. It really is. So, all right. So, anyways, it says, but these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. Okay. So again, I feel like, I felt uncomfortable. And when people were challenging, I think in general, and I felt sometimes directly me about that information, it's because, like, I don't know what y'all know already. What I'm saying, that y'all, what y'all got, what do I, that's my personal, for me, it's sacred, what I'm saying, to a certain extent. So why would I put my personal stuff out here? Because again, a lot of people know that some people is going to be stuck or take longer time to get to certain things when it comes to these type of paperwork and documents and genealogy and stuff like that. So but while you doing that, they got time to be well versed in whatever it is that they are doing, right? That's very perfect. Notice some of these people, again, not all of them, came in the game already knowing everything off the rip, like what exactly to do. It seemed like they just had it all figured out. And would deal with people that's like thirsty, or and not even say everybody was, but that was really, really trying to get that. And I'll take that back. I won't say thirsty. Really wanting to get, they were really like wanting to get that information, because people were saying, and I think at some point in time, people were bringing hope with gifts or some kind of gain, right? Because people are like, oh, you can get this with that. Okay, so now more people want to go ahead and go and dabble into these things, right? Not saying people wasn't doing their genealogy, but it wasn't like that until people started sharing the benefits or the a point of freedom. But did we really free ourselves with those documents? Because the only freedom I'm looking for at this point is it's just something that's within me, in a sense, that lets me know that I was never really even a slave, no matter what status or whatever. Anyway, it was my mind that was keeping me, my ways, even just being dealt some of the cards that I've been dealt because of other kind of energy, outside energy or influence. you know yeah, some of the stuff we dealing with is from inside, but there's a lot of shit that go on outside that again affects us too. So and it is not your fault. Everything ain't your fault. Everything ain't for you to have to feel like it's you did, and you have to clean this up. Sometimes when somebody do you wrong, no, they need to clean it up. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, no, don't damn, I already did the work much as possible. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And now I gotta clean up what you did to me. Like, what is this? That don't even make no sense to me. So again, but they lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush their own lives. Wow. Okay. And again, I feel like it goes both ways, because right then that made me think about, like, even, you know, why I'm like to let people know that I'm not talking about against these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Getting certain things straight or whatever. It's not the getting straight the documents and things that is the problem. It's the greed and it's the hidden hands behind some of these groups that is the problem. Not all of them. Right? So that's why I'm just saying, have discernment when you're dealing with people. I ain't saying don't deal with them. I'm saying have discernment. And I think in my sense, that the people that didn't want to deal with me, I'm not upset with them. It must be a reason why they didn't want to deal with me. And again, that reason, again, could be whatever reason. But I think that everything will be, again, dealt with in a way. All right. So it's just that, but it didn't make me upset. It just let me see the wisdom to let me see, right? And then reading this word is letting me see that there's a reason why, because that it was supposed to go that way, but possibly, right? That type of connection was possibly already preordained or set up that way. But again, something happened, just like many times in this biblical text. Something happened. Things get in the way. Right? Ways get in the way. So it says, such are the path of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. Or Let's see what it says in the King James. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Okay, now that sounds more straight to the point. It takes away the life of its possessors. So again, you can be getting killed by someone taking something that belonged to you. Then by them taking that, it leaves you a mother or fatherless or whatever child, right? In a sense. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. Okay. Wisdom cries aloud in the street, in the markets, she raises her voice. And again, we ain't doing that these days. We got YouTube and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We got Facebook. All right. On top of the wall, she cries out. At the city gate, she makes her speech. She calls out to the crowds along the main street. Again, I'm thinking YouTube, possibly. You know what I'm saying? To those gathered in front of the city gate. Okay. All right. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? How long will mockers relish in mocking? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing and fools hate knowledge? Okay, let's keep going. So it says, repent at my rebuke. Then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. Come and listen to my counsel. I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you. And, in a sense, I feel like also, instead of that, people wanted to make, I feel like, and again, if we're talking about wisdom, as a woman or this energy being a feminine energy, I feel like people didn't think they needed that. It take too long. This is too much. We ain't got time for that. This, and that. It's not set up like this. You know, there's no sparkly stuff in the beginning. There's no intro. You know what I'm saying? There's no, and I feel like also like instead of coming to the gate, they wanted to sneak behind it. Like Rahab sent the spies over the wall. You see what I'm saying? So I think in a certain sense they wanted to, because they didn't want to admit that that's where they got it from, because then you have to admit, some people will have to admit that that's where their whole thing came from. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, it just is what it is. A lot of people will have to know that they are not, getting. And so again, like for me, I noticed that people are switching over to Patreon. I noticed that people are taking down, whole pages and whole channels or whatever. And like I said, I feel like I'm just not even going to be that far behind. But I feel like, really, do I need to even do that? Oh, well. I feel like whoever these people are, they've been watching me for a long time. They've already gotten the information. It is what it is at this point. It is what it is. It is what it is at this point. Whatever's been going on with me, they've been doing it. I'm just now catching wind of it. But since you refuse to listen when I call and no one pays attention when I stretch my hand out, because I have called and you refuse to listen, have stretched out my hand and no one has heeded or regarded or paid attention to my offer. Okay. Since you disregarded all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, or you ignore my advice and rejected the correction I offered, because you ignore my counsel, okay? I, in turn, will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamities overtake you. When calamities overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you, then then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but they will not find me. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. Since they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Since they would not accept my advice and spurned my rebuke, or they rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. They will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes or their own devices. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. And that's what I feel like. I feel like it just like, even in that sense, I mean, I guess it has to be a balance between the spiritual and the physical. You know, there has to be balance, I guess. And it just seems like there's just no way around it, you know. But I know that people, if someone can come and bring, you know, or you allow that energy, a whirlwind in, and you allow that energy to consume you, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, you'll find that you're behind in one way, or if you only want to see it your way and not that way. Or if the mother and the father, or in a sense, if the mother and the father don't want to work together. Um, okay. All right. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroy them. Okay. But whosoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, okay, and treasure my commands, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Like, I think there's a lot of like people that are misunderstood or like prejudged, you know what I'm saying? Or again, people see themselves one way and don't want to deal with certain people because of whatever, and it's just like, I don't know, like, yes, I have my preferences, things I like to spend my time doing, listening to. And again, if it's not feeding me in some kind of way, and that means mostly through the soul, then I just don't even want to deal with it. You know, like, I don't like to, it's hard for me now to sit and just watch a movie. I mean, we got to be talking about something deep going on in there that I can unravel, something like that. Like, I just can't sit there. I used to sit there for hours on the damn couch. You know what I'm saying? I think like I took like, yeah, I took a long time on the damn couch. And, at some point I just said, oh, okay, that's enough. I got to get the hell up. You know, it was other situations I feel that had me in that mindset or that mode too. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, okay. Again, I feel like that's going birth both ways. And if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, and I think that that's really deep, because I feel like people were searching really deep for those particular things when it comes to jewels and treasures, or land, or whatever it would be. But have you been seeking your soul? Were you seeking for wisdom? And again, in my case, yes, you were seeking the soul and you were seeking wisdom, but did you seek out that particular knowledge when it comes to resources or lands or things, right? That have to do with your family. So there's no real right or wrong. It's just what is it between people where people don't want to deal with each other, or like again, and for me, it's like I feel like I'm like a a repellent or something, because again, it I embrace people. If I see that you are like a staple, or you're doing something positive, I like I said, for me, even when I first started the group, I'm just gonna share people information. I don't look at what you look like, how short you is, what your hair look like, none of that stuff. It just was, oh, I'm feeling this, boom. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, t- to reach out, I guess I could have keep on, but I just, like I don't deal with that. So again, it must be some reason why this ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So I had to also use that discernment. So it may be just something that you just won't know right now, or you can't know right now, or it might be harder for you to figure that out. And then for me, unfortunately, it leads me back into myself. But then at this time, I feel like when other people are going to be going through certain things, I feel like I'm going to be standing at least in comfort within myself, the treasures that are stored up within. So that is the thing. And it's also reminding me of like the Kundalini, or even your chakras. You see what I'm saying? So eventually it's all going to boil down to that anyway, the soul, the spiritual, points in that work that was done. And so that's just how I look at it. Okay, the fear of the Lord is to find knowledge of God. Okay, so again, and when I look at this whole thing, the fear of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? This makes me think of a landlord type of relationship, or a governing situation, and not even that fear in that sense, but like a concern, or how we started to question things when it comes to certain corporations. Is the beginning to understand. Then we're like, oh, now we see. So I see. I see. This what the hell been. Okay, I see. What the. Okay, I see. So you know what I'm saying. This is how, like I said. And then also, like in a situation, I feel like at some point in time, like during this journey, dealing with different energies and things like that, it's just like at some point in time, I said, okay, okay, now I see. Now I see. Okay, so and that's when, yeah, things are broken and shattered, and possibly even not even to the point where I had all the glory, that source and the ancestors had to step in and say, yeah, quit. I know you're enjoying this. We let you play. Now that's it. So, you know, yeah. So it says, the for the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. So again, it's reminding me of a land, was Lord in all caps here. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back because I just noticed that. Yep, it's Lord in all caps. So this is the same Lord. Yeah. Lord, and discover the knowledge of God. Wait, okay. Then you will understand the fear of the Lord. Okay, so now you'll understand the fear of the Lord. All right. In all caps. And discover the knowledge of God. Mm. The fear of the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. I mean, this could be her too, you know. For the Lord grants. Okay, hold on. Stop. Y'all, hold on. Then you will understand the fear of the Lord. Okay? So then you're going to understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. So again, God's knowledge is stored within you. That road that leads up is even, yeah, okay. And again, see, y'all, I don't even want to talk about it. So, yeah, I'm thinking about, yeah, Mr. West's song, Only One. It triggers me every time. All roads that lead to heaven. I can't remember what the verse is. It's basically like through you. Oh no. Okay. Jehovah in you. And didn't I just say earlier that when I think of Jehovah, it makes me think of like the land of the West, like the actual plains or whatever, or the Grand Canyon. For the Lord gives wisdom. For his mouth, from his mouth came knowledge and understanding. So, okay, I think this Lord is in all caps because I don't know. I feel like this energy is close. So again, like even this reminded me of earthly masters, again, which remind me of divine masculines. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless or with integrity, uprightly. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of the faithful ones or of his saints, his godly ones, loyal followers. He will preserve them that fear him. God sees that justice is done and he watches over everyone who is faithful to him. Okay, so now well, that was talking about God, but it's a God with a little g, guarding the path of justice, and he preserves the way of his holy, godly ones. Mm. Mm. All right. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, oh, who have left the straight path to walk in dark ways. Oh, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverse of evil. Whose paths are crooked and who divide, who are devious in their ways. Wisdom will also save you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. Who has left the partner of her youth and ignored the covenant she made before God. All right. Okay. Whew. Entering her house leads to death. It is the road to the grave. It's almost like even like you'll surely die is what it reminds me of. Surely her house leads down to death and her path to the spirits of the dead. So again, I mean, I guess it still reminded me of that whole thing, as if like if when we think we're signing up for something, are you really signing up for that, or are you signing up for something else? But I think that symbolically also, I feel like what has been flipped is like, and I just have to say it, I feel like people are saying, oh, over there, they don't have nothing. They didn't build nothing like physical, or they don't have a group or a nation. So you're going to be dead. But really, to look this way would have been, I feel, to be dealing with a form of wisdom or a sense of wisdom. And then it's funny how then so I'm saying what I'm saying to preserve or reserve you guys for, so it's just confirmation for me from a certain way that may be, but again, it's not my job to straighten it out, nor if it was talking about the spiritual, if it's talking about the physical, whatever, or some type of physical inheritance. If it's talking about any kind of spiritual inheritance or the spirit, then again, so again, it's I feel like there's still balance there, but I feel like to lead people away from one energy and only to the other, again, was a divisive plan. And I feel like I just don't know. Something just don't feel right about it. But again, it says, none who go to her return to negotiate the path of life. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold the path of life. Again, I guess that depends on what the path to life would be. For me, is being able to sit in peace and to be able to be in a certain space with source, where I feel like, again, someone may think that other things is that. And I feel like still there should be balance, yes. Thus you will walk in the ways of the good and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will remain in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. For the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. My son, do not forget my teachings, but keep my commands in your heart. Okay? So again, we're going to stop there. For they will prolong your life for many years and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Or I think of like loyalty in a sense. Bind them around your neck and write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man, or a reputation. Trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And y'all know I can't stand that word understanding. I'd rather use understanding. But again, I guess even thinking about it like trusting your own understanding, that's like, okay, your own way of understanding it, but also like there's a form of understanding. So tapping into that when we're dealing with, again, certain individuals being connected to source in that light. And I guess that's that whole thing where I'm marinating on things more. I'm sifting through things more. Maybe I might read the term, but it's, I got to sit on that and run that back and forth, to see what we're really talking about. I find myself doing that a lot more today. In all the ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Okay. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. Okay. So again, fear that the Lord and shun evil. So again, it's like turning away from. But it's like this Lord. So that's why I feel like there's this confusion as to which Lord we're talking about in all caps. Because we keep using all caps. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with your first fruits of your crops. Then your barns will be filled and overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent His rebuke. And I think also, too, I think this would go both ways. Because I think that when it comes to masculine energy, they don't want to take any type of, I'm not saying, well, I guess they're using discipline again, so we'll just say that. Or any kind of rebuke or reproof, okay? And again, this is something I found myself saying at night to keep away negative energy or protect me and my children, to rebuke any energy that's coming in here, negative energy to defile or whatever, or do anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's just funny about that, or just like even turning away in a sense. And it just so again, if we look at it like my child, it says, or my son, again, son can be just descendant. Don't reject the Lord's discipline. So again, people might come off as like, even like I said, in a sense where they feel like I'm kind of harsh or something, and then I may come off like, again, with some of these energies, I felt they were dealing unfair or childishly, you know. And I feel like, again, we all made mistakes and kind of can see things clearly now. Excuse me. And so I don't know. I think it could go both ways, right? Because again, it does say here, and don't be upset when he corrects you. And I think it means when she as well, because I think a lot of people don't like the way I deliver information. So again, I'm wondering, what are we talking about? Who is the Lord? And again, is the Lord in all caps, because it's stronger now. Uh, that don't kill me. Okay. So, okay, that's it. All right. So, like, yeah. All right. So, yeah, I can see that, like I said, both ways. And especially in my eyes, I can feel like that sense of something where I have been like a little bit, too lenient or not serious enough about, certain things. Okay. And then again, I feel like others, because I feel like it is a team thing. And I feel like others, have been rejecting, period, altogether. But, again, they, by causing strife or confusion or sending negative energy, would be to, disturb whatever is supposed to be shared. Again, wisdom would be shared, you know. And so, yeah. So, anyways, y'all, that's it. My throat hurt. I've been up. I don't even believe this video is this long. I don't know. I hope we gained something again from it. I know I did a whole bunch. I'm sorry, y'all. I really don't normally cry, but it's a heavy sense. Like, I've been feeling a sense of, and I feel like just now, since I was like really cut a lot of energy off, and I've just been sitting, I, I really been feeling this sense of someone being in trouble or something, and it's just like, I don't know. I think maybe I need to shut down more, because I feel like I want to be there for them. But just like, I don't know if it's just like in a spiritual sense where I'm supposed to be just listening and being quiet. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it, y'all. And I got to go. I'm really got something. All right.